Let's get this party started. It's fight time! Calling first to the cage out of the red corner, Justin Joseph. He fights for the Stout Training Pittsburgh and Team Enzo Gracie. Justin Joseph.
Our Gladiators of the Cage 20. Once again, I'm Charlie Smith with my broadcast partner, Rich Schleihoff. Say hello, Rich.
Hey, how you doing?
We're ready to start our first amateur bout of the evening. Once again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We had some changes going on with the fights. Once again, first and foremost, Gladiators of the Cage is 110% about the safety of fighters. And Rich, the last thing we want to see happen is a fighter be injured, something go wrong that it could just really hurt our sport. But not only that, these guys train so hard, and what they're trying to do is very difficult.
Well,
but now we're ready.
You shouldn't fight if you're not 100%.
No, absolutely,
in my
absolutely.
opinion.
We're already ready for the tail of the tape. Let's go to it. First off, we have Justin Joseph. He's 21 years of age. He's 5'9" tall. He weighs in at 170 pounds. He is making his mixed martial arts debut. Andrew Santos is 27 years old. He's 5'7", and he's also 170 pounds, making his mixed martial arts debut.
And here we have Justin Joseph. He's getting ready to get into the cage. I had a chance to talk with him a little bit earlier. He has a gym. It's Roy. He specializes in grappling, wrestling, and he wrestled for East Michigan. And his game plan is simply to win. It's his pro debut. He's going to do anything he can just to win.
Yeah, the nerves, once again, we talk about it so many times it kind of becomes repetitive, but nerves are one of the biggest things going into a fight. He seemed pretty relaxed before the fights. Being a wrestler and having that background and experience as a competitor at high levels, it's going to be hard-pressed for anyone to make me believe that there is a harder training athlete than a wrestler, Rich.
I completely agree. We had this talk earlier about being nervous and butterflies. Every fighter that you are fighting is also nervous.
Yeah.
No matter how many times you wrestle, no matter how many grappling tournaments you've been to, once that cage shuts, it's a game changer, trust me.
Yeah, and he has a nice crowd, fan following right now. It's nice to see.
He's with Stout
From
Training
the blue
also.
corner, he fights for SSF Submission Academy, Andrew Santos.
Yeah. A revolution.
Apologize, folks. We had that written down on our sheet wrong. Andrew Santos, fighting out of Tennessee, now making his way into the cage to fight.
His gym is SSF Submission Academy. And he specializes in grappling and Muay Thai. And I asked him what his game plan is today since it's his debut. I'm just going to go in there and I'm going to fight and I'm going to do whatever it takes. He comes from Guam Island.
Wow.
It's very impressive. And like I said, I'm always excited to see new people come in and make their debut because you know what? The first fight could tell the story of the fighter for the rest of their career depending on how they go in there. Which, you know what? Win or lose, you're always going to learn from it no matter what.
Yeah, you know, and what's interesting about this, Rich, we have fighters literally from all over the country and internationally wanting to fight at Gladiators of the Cage. And one of the strangest things happen when you have all these fighters wanting to fight. You're trying to pick the fighters that are going to complement the card the best to put on the best show at that time. And I think Gladiators of the Cage does a phenomenal job in doing that every show. I think that's what separates them from a lot of other organizations. But then what's really odd, everyone wanting to fight, and then it just seems the bad luck streak hits, where this person maybe had an issue with cutting weight, or there was an issue with getting some test results back in time from a doctor, or something maybe was seen later. So it's interesting how this
Before
goes.
we introduce this fight, we want to thank Bluegrass MMA and all their readers worldwide for voting The best amateur fighter, Steve Mowry, fought for us. Pro Fighter of the Year, Rob Hanna, fought for us. Pro Fighter of the Year, Hanna versus Wilkins. That was Gladiators of the Cage 19, Wilkins and Hanna, and they voted us. Gladiators of the Cage, Promotion of the Year for 2015. Voters and readers and people that helped us, we thank you, but we intend to keep working hard to get better and better and improving for the fighters and the fight fans, and that begins right now. This is our opening contest in the Gladiators of the Cage welterweight amateur division, calling for 3 2-minute rounds. First, introducing, out of the blue corner, he weighed in 170 pounds. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, 21 years of age. He's a striker making his debut right here with us tonight. He fights for SSF Submission Academy from the island of Guam. It's Andrew Santos. And his opponent in the red corner, he weighed in at 170 pounds as well. He stands 5 feet 7 inches, 27 years of age. He is a jiu-jitsu fighter. He's making his debut as well. He's out of Stout Training, Pittsburgh, and Team Henzo Gracie from Lapeer, Michigan, Justin Joseph. Chip Snyder is your referee.
And here we go with Chip Snyder.
My man.
Okay,
Man,
gentlemen,
his
here we
UFC
go.
debut
Sir, you
didn't
ready?
go, huh?
Sir, you ready? Come on, let's bang.
We are officially underway with Gladiators of the Cage 20.
I'm curious to see how this goes. I'm wondering if we're going to feel each other out or if we're just going to go after it. I do know, since it's AMI rules, it's 2-minute rounds. 3 2-minute rounds.
Oh, there's the takedown. That didn't take long. Look at those power shots right to the body.
He's holding his head on the bottom. I don't know if it's a very smart move. He should let go. He's just wasting energy at this
Once
time.
again, those are heavy, heavy shots to the body, expending tons of energy. Once again, Rich, these are amateur rules for those watching at home. You can take note. They have a little heavier glove on. They're also wearing shin guards, and the time on the rounds is a little different, Rich.
And you can't ground and pound. You can hit to the body, but you cannot hit to the head.
So if you was wondering, hey, he just got a great takedown, why isn't he working over the face? Pennsylvania is very, very particular about making sure the safety of the fighter, getting these new guys out there and breaking them into the sport without breaking them, Rich.
And I completely agree with him. Look at it.
What?
Joseph is on top. Oh,
Time.
they stopped it. Joseph is
Get
on
up.
top. He has a full
Get up.
split
Let go of
going
him.
on here.
That is a position I don't think I've ever seen. I thought I've seen about every position,
Hey,
Rich,
get
but
over
that
there.
was an
Get over
interesting
there now.
position. One
Get over
leg in the
there.
closed guard and
You
the other
come
foot
here.
clear up past his head
Doc.
and just
Come
kind of being held onto.
Well,
Hey,
that shows how much
get
work
right
he's
there
been
and stay
doing with
there.
this Renzo
Stay
Gracie
here for a second.
school and with the flexibility. And the more you
Take a look at the
grapple and the
document,
more
please.
you start to
Look at
loosen
it
up,
for
the
a
more
second,
flexible
Doc.
you're going to be. Your hips are going to get open
Drew.
a little bit more. And he was
Take
trying to
one.
get
Give
out
me
of
your hand.
half
Come here.
guard, and he was really trying, and
Take
he even
one.
reached his left
Take
leg
one.
out and tried to pull himself
Come
out.
back over
Well,
here.
it looks like Chip Snyder is taking 1 point. I do
Dude,
believe there was a punch
I
that
know.
may have
Do it again,
hit
I'm
the
gonna disqualify you,
face,
understand?
and that's why
Control
we're
where they
getting
go.
that. Once
Make
again,
sure
remember,
you don't
no
happen again.
ground and pound to the face. You can hit
He's
the
done.
body, that's fine. You can hit the
Okay.
arms, the legs, but
It's
nothing
done.
above the shoulders. You cannot hit
Done.
in
He's
amateur
calling.
rules.
He's calling
He's
the fight.
calling the
He's
fight.
calling the fight.
Yep.
Now I'm curious to see what's going on.
Well,
I do. I believe there was an illegal punch, but I don't know if it was.
'Kay,
If that's
it's
why
done.
he's calling the fight, if
Doctor
there's an
called,
injury,
doctor
I'm not
stoppage.
100% sure.
I couldn't
An
see
illegal
it from this
strike.
angle.
There's an illegal strike.
I don't know what's going.
It's gonna be a disqualification.
Okay,
A disqualification.
Okay, we're getting word that the doctor officially
done. Go back
stopped
over your
this
corner, buddy.
fight
You're-
for an illegal
It's done.
punch.
Here he is. He's stopped. I mean, he's
Yep,
he's
there
hitting
it
the
was.
body. He's hitting
He's
the
gonna win.
body,
You win.
and he
You
just
win.
reaches up with
Doctor
that
stopped.
rear hand.
Yes.
I mean, that right hand, and
Yes, I did.
punches him
Yes, sir.
in the face, which you cannot do.
Not in the
102.
amateur rules in Pennsylvania. This is
102.
his debut. Man, what a tough way to lose your first fight, and what a tough way to get your first victory.
We're good. Let's get it in here.
What can you say, Rich? It's
I don't
kind
know.
of an odd
I,
happening.
well, for a debut, instead of
Just
having
okay right
the fighter lose and win, I believe it could be a no contest.
It's done.
I mean,
Right,
do you think it could be a no contest?
I think it's
or-
gonna be a
Illegal strike to
disqualification.
the head from him.
Yeah, let's
He's done.
check out the replay and what we're actually going to see. Hopefully, we have an angle. We can get a little better
Well,
view
the
here.
thing was, just so you understand, when he hit him, if he could have continued, It would have been just a 1 point.
See, he rears
but
up with
can't
his
continue
right
fighting.
hand,
So now-
and I think one slips
He
by
did.
and
Yeah, the
hits
doc-
him
he told the doctor he
right in the
can't
top,
continue.
right in the,
No,
I
it's
believe it hit him in the nose.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying
So
to break
that's-
the
there was a-
grasp that he had around his leg and just started throwing those punches and
Okay,
hammer
where we at?
fist, and it looks like
Sir.
one caught him in the face.
Okay.
And
Come over here for me. Stand this way.
they're not going to tolerate that. That's going to be
Sir, come
an
here.
immediate stop of the match, it looks like,
Come here.
and probably a
this
disqualification.
way.
I'm anxious to
Face
see
this
what they're
way,
going to
please.
do, but we'll have to go to the official result.
Disqualification.
Do you feel it should have
1
been-
minute and 2 seconds of the first round. Doctor Stoppage, your winner, fighting out of the blue corner, Andrew Santos.
Well, that answers it for
Andrew, I'm
us.
sure this is not the way you wanted this to go. But still, you have some people to thank for preparing you for tonight, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my gym, SSF, Mike, Nate, and Corey, and Messi.
All right, this was your debut. Again, this has to be disappointing. What are your plans from this point out?
Keep grinding, keep grinding.
Outstanding. Well, like I said, we're all not the way anyone wanted this to end, but good job anyway. We hope to see you again soon, sir. Your winner, once again, Andrew Santos.
Well, Rich, rules are rules for a reason, and the Pennsylvania State Commission is one of the best there is in the whole country. Even noted that by the Ultimate Fighting Championships and Dana White. They recognize how serious this group takes their job, and they made the right call. Rules are rules.
And as you heard the crowd, they were not happy with it, but the crowd has to understand that it is for the safety of the fighters, even though the fighter didn't want to quit. Now, I personally believe, I don't know if he hit him hard enough to just stop. He could have
Right.
took a point away.
Well, what is hard
kept
enough,
it
you
going,
know?
but
And
yeah,
that's
what
the
is
call
hard
that the
enough,
officials
exactly.
got to make. But let's go to a quick commercial break before we start our second matchup.